All right. What's up, everybody? Dr. Rayford here from Vet Triage. August 24th, 7:07 p.m. Pacific time. A little bit late today, but that's how it goes. Let's talk about animal hoarding. So I've only been involved with a couple of hoarding situations where, the animals get brought to me after they're rescued. So my perspective might be a bit limited in terms of experience with this, but regardless, I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So for those who don't know, hoarding is, I guess I would define it as the excessive accumulation of something, beyond what would be considered normal, whatever normal is, and and animals are one of those things that people can hoard. They can hoard anything: newspapers, magazines, whatever. But animals, they can hoard, and obviously the psychology of it. Although not being a specialist with that, with human psychology, there's clearly an underlying problem with these people to behave in this kind of way. I don't know whether it's a dependency issue or an anxiety thing or what, but clearly these people aren't right. Now, it's interesting though, because if you are a pet owner that's hoarding, the typical scenario is you've got, 25, 50 cats, and there's poop and urine everywhere, and some are emaciated, some are sick, some are being aggressive and they're wounded and whatever, and it's an unhealthy environment that even a person wouldn't want to live in. But especially for the animals, since they are not willingly electing to live there, whereas this person is kind of choosing this way of life. But if you own the same number of animals, let's say you had 25 cats and you had this beautiful, just these rooms that are manicured, and they're all in good health and eating and happy, and we wouldn't care. So there's certainly more to it than just a volume, because if you have lots of animals and they're treated well, we don't care. Great, that's wonderful. Wow, So there's definitely more to it than just the number of animals. And plus, how many animals are too many animals? It's also tough. But where you draw the line there. So basically, it comes down to a combination of excessive number of animals, whatever that means, but then of course inappropriate conditions, which is a little bit more black and white. A little more objective, I guess, than the actual number, even though it's not the way usually being objective versus subjective works. So anyway, so when what ends up happening is usually somebody reports these people. Their neighbors either are hearing a whole bunch of barking sounds from dogs, or the smell is crazy, or they're seeing some weird behavior, things like that, and so they'll get reported to somebody, either police or animal control, or whatever, local shelter or something. But somebody in law enforcement has to eventually get involved to enter the property, seize the animals, and the person needs to get disciplined for it. And so and then those animals need to seek veterinary care, and of course they are no longer owned because they have been relinquished, rather, or their care has been taken over by, I don't know, the state, I guess. I don't really know. It doesn't matter. So they get to the vet, and then someone's got to take care of these animals. Now there's probably an unfortunate number that are euthanized. Well, anything above 0 is unfortunate, but euthanasia is going to be on the table for these animals, ones that are really bad, and the ones that are potentially salvageable, hopefully can get the veterinary care they need, get them to the point where they're adoptable again, not just in good health, but also have no behavior issues, which who knows in that scenario if they will or not. But and so the veterinarian will be working closely with the shelter or the police department or animal control, whoever, and try to get these animals back to health. Similar things occur with houses that get on fire, and burn down, and the animals are stuck in there, and they get rescued, but they have burns and smoke inhalation, all that stuff. So similar thing, because now you have a pet owner that no longer has a house, and presumably their valuables were in there, wallet and stuff, and these animals need immediate care, and the person might need immediate care. So it's a mess. And again, firefighters get involved, police, ambulance, they get involved, and somebody brings the animals to the vet, and then we have to take care of them as best we can, even though the pet owner is trying to take care of themselves too, with an unfortunate event. So these things happen, and that's typically the course of action they follow. Yeah, and so that's where it's at. I hope that sheds some light on animal hoarding, at least from a veterinarian's perspective. I don't know if I give a percentage of how many of them survive to the point where they can be adopted again. Maybe I'm being a bit generous, but maybe 3/4 of them, 70, 75% maybe. But there are definitely veterinarians out there that see maybe a lot of this, and they may have better perspective. Maybe it's more grim than that. Maybe it's more like 50-50 or something. But yeah, if anybody watching this, is concerned about a hoarder in their community or any kind of animal abuse, report it to a local police department, animal control shelters, and let them do their investigation and see. If they are found to be innocent, then so be it. Although it can be offensive to the person who's being investigated if they weren't doing anything wrong. So don't just report willy-nilly, and don't report because you just don't like somebody, vindictive or whatever. Have some real cause for it. But at the same time, if you do notice something weird, you don't want to let too much time pass, because then more pets are going to suffer. So, all right. Well, that pretty much is it for today's live stream. I will be on again Sunday, August 25th with another one. And thanks for those who are watching the playback. Please feel free to donate, subscribe, like, share. I look forward to seeing you guys then. And hopefully we get a bit more viewership. We'll see. Take care, everybody. Bye.